everything wasn't right. We were scattered all over the place. They started trying to make...
team.
Would have been more effective if they were. As fans, scattered all over the place. All of the noisy lot was scattered around enough that there was no single chant going on at the same time anywhere. So there were multiple chants whenever we tried, and nothing got loud enough to actually pick up. So that was all a bit flat and dead. How long was it before we conceded the first? It wasn't long.
No idea.
No, okay. Well, as far as I'm concerned, blatant foul on Dave should never have been allowed. But the follow-up, again, it was like, here's the keys to the city, run in through and take your time. As far as I'm concerned, you watch it, Dave was taken out in mid-air, and any suggestion that he could have been stronger or anything like that, when you're in the air and someone takes you out, it's just, yeah, it was unfair. Having said that, we let Bolton play the game they've probably been wanting to play all season. You know, they're not bad players. They're clearly on a low. They've had horrendous problems, but they played together fantastically because we let them.
Had they just been paid by any chance?
I think they may have just been. No, I don't think they've been paid, had they? I thought that.
I think they have been getting paid. It's everyone else.
Is it the
staff?
The backroom staff have not been paid.
Yeah.
I think the players have been paid throughout. I could be wrong.
So they might have started the game with clean boots, as they've been like clanged and weighed down.
Possibly, yeah.
Perhaps old Neil stuck his hand in his back pocket and found a mousetrap in there. Like to think he had.
Yeah, they looked brilliant. They played great football. 3-1 really flattered us.
Did it really?
It
I mean,
did,
that
yeah.
is not good.
Had to laugh at the genuine excitement on 3 counters after the goal, our goal. Yeah, we were coming back. We were going to win.
I did, yeah, I had that one. Yeah. Let's just get out with 2-all, be brilliant.
I don't think it was a million miles away from it. You know, had we not immediately given them...
another goal away.
But yeah, it was... It just nothing was there. I mean, you had individual bits of effort, but we were sloppier than I think I've ever seen us. And there were, no passes being strung together. And it was that thing where I've never really been the sort that sits there and says, for Christ's sake, just hoof it. But we were still trying to play our football, but with nothing coming off. Literally, it was like, when Carruthers does that thing where he'll do something fantastically difficult and then he'll screw up and really stupid. It was like that, but without the fantastically difficult bit. It was just simple pass wrong, simple pass wrong, simple pass wrong, just constantly giving possession away.
Just out of interest, because of what the weather's been like, what was the pitch like up there?
Didn't notice any particularly good or bad about it.
Really? No.
Don't think it was an excuse. I'm going to use it though. The pitch, I tell you what.
Disgrace.
If it wasn't for the pitch.
An absolute disgrace it was. Neil had been out there with a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
And his big mate.
The new lad, he looked like someone who clearly has talent but hadn't played for a while.
Well, I think, to be fair, when did he join? Thursday?
Yeah.
Was it Thursday?
Yeah.
So we had one training session before they went for the game.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest...
Can I ask a question? Whereabouts did they do that training? Carry on.
I don't know.
We'll come back to that later on, right?
Yeah, I think after the one session he'd had, that's not bad at all. So hopefully in the next few days, and it'll have to be the few because we've only got for 93, haven't we? We'll see a little bit more coming out of him.
And again, you saw him, he had some drive and he was trying to do some stuff, but his distribution was possibly some of the worst on the pitch.
Got to say, there's a photograph, I don't know where it is, it's in one of the local rags, or been pinned online somewhere, of Mr. Williams having a shot. And he's,
what were you going to say?
He's off the ground, both feet, and it's one of those archetypal, look at me, I'm a striker.
You can't see what he's doing.
Doing a Superman pose.
He's impersonating a striker.
So a little bit more of that when he knows the team he's playing with. It'll be pretty good.
It'll be interesting, yeah.
Good luck to him.
Yeah. I've got to say, I don't like picking on individual players.
I genuinely was asleep, obviously. Nothing to say about this.
I don't like picking on individual players.
Go on, pick on someone.
But I do but I do not understand Simon Church. I do not understand what he is there for at this point in time. He, if we're going to keep putting balls, he's a relatively tall lad.
I've spoken about this at a few games actually. We're missing a Jabbo Abire. That type of player that is just there to hold the ball up.
And I don't care if he's the worst in the air in the world. But if every ball that comes to you, you just stand there, and the only chance you've ever got of doing something is if the defender misses it.
Yeah.
You are not going to succeed. It's Eisel McLeod football. That's why Eisel was great in League 2 but not so good in League 1, because he was relying on defensive mistakes, and they come less in League 1. In the Championship, unless you're playing us, they really do not come anywhere near as often. And every ball was coming near him, and his feet stayed firmly planted to the ground. He just stood there, and I don't understand why. If someone does, tell me.
Actually... I got a theory.
What's your theory?
He's just not a very good footballer, to be quite honest.
You would have thought that.
Interesting theory.
You would have thought that after the
Just
amount of
putting
games
that out there.
we've played so far this season, an amount which I would know if I'd actually looked it up and bothered to, that we'd have worked out now that style of play is not going to work in this league. Surely there's somebody that can get that through to the team.
What's eventually going to happen, and I think they alluded to it on the radio, that we've been quite lucky in our badness, if that makes any sense, because everyone around us keeps messing up as well, but it's going to come right for them soon, and we're going to be the ones that are going to end up, falling further back rather than just kind of staying where we are, because everywhere else around us is even worse than us. That's not going to last for much longer.
No.
And when that does, if you think it's bad now, give it 2 or 3 months, people will be like, there'll be pitchforks outside that stadium. There really will.
Sorting the trees out. Anyway,
the text messages are flying out tonight.
Yeah, that's 2, isn't it?
We'll read them later on when it comes to texts and tweets.
Okay, listen, I'm going to go and do something else probably. We will talk more about...
Oh, where are you going? You're just going to leave us.
Yeah, I've had enough of this. I'm expecting you two to just look after the station while I'm gone. I may be some time.
Right, in this section of the show, we'll have a live telephone competition where the first person to blow their balloon up will win a prize. With us, we're hearing from the voice of youth. I'm not sure if we will be. Oh, there we go, someone's already started. We might get a song. We'll be looking forward to Sunday's forthcoming drumming at the hands and indeed feet of the current football World Cup champions or something like that. So keep blowing, kids.
Yes, indeed. This just in, following the wonderful fan-led Bring a Balloon to Sunday's Game initiative, never one to miss a trick, Don Supremo Andrew, call me Andy, Cullen, yesterday announced the latest in his Big Day Out series. Anyone bringing a balloon to the rescheduled Middlesbrough game will be entitled to an increased price on the day. We see this as a wonderful opportunity to further increase the club's revenue stream at the hands of the truly gullible. More on this once Jers here gets over his hatred of balloons. Just before I go further, can I just check, did my impersonating someone blowing up a balloon sound convincing?
Yes.
Because I may do it again later. I thought it was quite good. I mean,
balloons are very popular this week.
They are. I've heard lots about them.
Yes, balloons. Yeah. More balloons, sorry.
Okay, you can contact us by mistaking Costa for a retail chain, or alternatively, you can use more conventional methods. You can contact us on Facebook, and we're at facebook.com/the MooCamp. You can tweet using the hashtag the MooCamp during the show. You can text 80085, but remember to start your message with, who? I've never heard of him. A caramel latte, please, or else it won't reach us. Or you can text direct to the studio on 07 848 930 396.
Right, I've got some texts and tweets here. I've got one here from everyone we've ever known, and they've sent us a text message asking if we can get them a ticket. We've sent them one back saying no. That bloke from across the road, who we only know to nod to, is texted in to ask if there's any chance you might be able to get me and my lad a couple of tickets. And we've sent him back. We've sent one back saying, I've lived opposite you for 20 years and this is only the second time you've ever spoken to me. And hang on a minute, Danny Murphy's mum has texted in to ask us to stop picking on her boy. She wants to know why. He's a sensitive lad who will probably cry for hours if you keep it up. And I've got one here from a Mr. Bootsie Collins out of Funkadelic, I believe it is.
Dear old Bootsie.
And he's saying, more importantly than those bleeping balloons, me and Mira have now raised more than £2,000 for Willing Hospice with the kayak challenge. That's pretty good.
Yeah, well done.
Fantastic.
And I've got another one here. Don't mention Idol McClown. I don't know who that's from. I suspect that's from someone. I'm a big fan of Idol McClown.
Yes, definitely. Okay, thank you for that. Bootsy, we actually got Bootsy coming back on the show. We haven't used. We haven't had Bootsy.
We had him last week, didn't we?
We've got. I tell you, there are things to look out for. We've got Bootsy coming back. The return of Mr. Paul Hill.
The healer.
And you Mr. Jers,
Oh, me.
you have a theme tune coming up later on.
Well, I'm excited.
Keep your ears out for that.
Surprisingly straight you were. Making links so tenuous.
Yes, it's Tenuous Links time again, in which we, the overseers of all things related to the Dons, take two seemingly unrelated topics and show you how they are indeed related. This week we show you just how Ginger Baker and David Martin are indeed seamlessly entwined. Ginger Baker was the periodontally challenged drum maestro from the 70s supergroup Cream. Tiramisu is an Italian dessert made of cream, which literally translates to English as pick-me-up. Something that picks you up can often be called a hoist or a lift. A person who accepts lifts off others is known as a hitchhiker. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was a comedy starring a character named Ford Prefect. The Ford Prefect was a car once driven by none other than Prince Edward. And Edward is the middle name of Don's goalkeeping supremo, Dave Martin. I thank you.
Work of art, if I may say so, sir.
It's the franchise. It's the franchise watch. It's the franchise watch. It's the franchise watch.
Yes, indeed, it's Franchise Watch time, and we are just going to tell you what people have said about us this week. How do people actually come about to support MK Dons? Are they people's second teams?
Yes, that, or they are monks.
I like this. Melton Keynes
I
is not
really
a new
like-
place anymore. Well, I think it is. They also have been reasonably successful since relocation. It's good for MK.
But round of applause for Melton
Melton
Keynes. I've
Keynes.
never picked that up,
Yeah.
but that's good. We actually, this is a genuine tweet from Manish Bassing. Said, Dele Alli is from Milton Keynes, where there are lots of roundabouts. The boy just doesn't get dizzy. Hashtag 360-degree turn and shoot.
That's very good. You are a franchise in a fridge. I have absolutely no idea what that means.
That was a real-world insult to Dan from a Brentford fan on the train. You are a franchise in a fridge. It's like, that's just surreal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can have your 30,000-seater stadium, your rich chairman, your stolen club and your fake fan base. Little old hashtag NTFC is priceless. Hashtag outsold.
Hashtag gone bust.
Yeah, well, hashtag we hate you, we hate you, we hate you. Let's bring
Here's money.
7,000 people to yours and give you
Hashtag
loads of
have as
cash.
much money as we can give you.
Yeah. No, you can't buy class, but all those years ago, Woolwich Arsenal franchise FC bought promotion. Hashtag history.
You had 3,000 more You had 3,000 more to MK than your average home attendance. Thank you for funding Franchise FC.
If you make this Bolton team look as good as Franchise FC did today, then you deserve to be relegated. Awful team and fans.
Franchise FC are absolutely awful.
It's always a good result for football when Franchise FC get beat.
Agreed.
Bolton, currently languishing in the fiery depths of dog bleep, managed to do enough to stick it to Franchise FC. Bleep them. Hashtag AMF.
We haven't had a hashtag AMF for quite
Not for a long time,
No. Franchise history rewriters note, in 2003, Wimbledon FC was already to be MK Dons. You were never Wimbledon. Just a quick guess who that was?
I wonder.
Funny wild guess, eh?
Yeah. It's
Was
not
she-
actually, sorry, just quickly, it's not our London friend.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
It's our West Country friend.
Oh, okay.
right. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I think. Wishing you luck deciding who you want most to lose when MK Dons play Chelsea on TV in the next round. The Mirror Football Top 5.
Just quick pick up on that. I think that's the Daily Mirror having a go at us.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
I think that anyone who reads the Daily Mirror, or anyone who buys the Daily Mirror, please stop it.
MK Dons versus AFC Wimbledon, the football equivalent of Sugar Babes versus Mutyakisha Sirban. Sirban?
She's from Newcastle.
A trip to Milton Keynes will surely send Diego Costa back to Spain. Hashtag bleep hole. Hashtag franchise SC.
Franchise FC versus Chelsea in the next round of the hashtag FA Cup. The worst football fixture in history.
Oh yes.
MK Dons franchise scum, AFC Wimbledon real Dons, always will be.
Doesn't matter, you still got beat by a pub team from Kingston, you nonce. Which is possibly the most cliche-ridden sentence in Franchise Watch history.
Goodness sake. MK Dons are a franchise from Wimbledon in the same way Woolwich Arsenal are from Woolwich.
Arsenal Franchise Club, the original